Donald Modest.
Mr. Modest, can you tell me what occurred?
Yesterday we went on the boat and they overload the boat, right? Top middle and the bottom, ram it stops. And water get in the hatch and sink the boat. And the boat ended up turning. Before we left,
Hi, sir. What's your name?
Donald Modest.
Mr. Modest, can you tell me what occurred?
Yesterday we went on the boat and they overload the boat, right? Top middle and the bottom, ram it stops. And water get in the hatch and sink the boat. And the boat ended up turning. Before we left, they was trying to get the boat off the sandbank because they parked the boat inside and it's stick up with the mud. And they had about 3/4 to an hour trying to get it off. And when they get it off, it started working from one engine and they still go with it. They stop. You got the mechanic man working on the engine and still forcing the boat to go.
So we're getting a chance to hear directly from persons that was a part of what taking place. I wonder if Minister Ejil had a chance to speak with our brother right here, because this was the account.
The boat was not overloaded by passengers or by cargo. There was no engine problem or any mechanical problem. Even the survivors who made videos from the hospital, they're telling you what happened. And it had nothing to do with overload and boat taken in water. It had.
Well, I'm telling you, the survivors got a different conversation, and this is some of what they're saying.
I feel the boat must be black up somewhere or something, because right? I was sitting in my hammock and I saw the boat go like this. And then after I wait, and when it rolled over, watching it going back like this, but it keep going over. So what I did, I waited till when it raised up and I plunged. And the wave shy me back in the boat. So I had to just loose my bag and start fighting to catch it up. I checked up, it sent me back again. 2 times I get through back. But I just relax, catch myself and start paddling and I come up top. When I come up and I see the lights, I say praise God and I start swimming. I hold on from 2 vanillin, 2 long vanillin full. Hold on under, then I watch to see a bottle, hold on in the bottle, and hold on in the gas bottle and hug the 2 together. And I get about 4 or 9 other people come and we were on that. We met to go with your baby, hold it, and that was it.
Thank you, sir.
I came my last 1.8 because I had a lot of things up, but I faked it, so they got it in the book. So the minister said, going to get back. They're going to get on back for you. They give you 100,000. And they say, there's some kind of money for buy something, but they're sending me back. I'm a businessman. I don't live in Barima, but I do a business there. All my things gone now. Right? So if I ask the minister if I could spend.
The Minister of Social Protection?
I asked the minister if I could, the little 100,000 they give me, if I could go and buy my motorbike parts and all them things, my motorbike parts gone. And if I go back out there with the parts, it can make sense because all my goods were the carrying up gone. Right? I even asked him if he can spend another day or 2, that the little find money to buy something for my sister to spend on and buy something for work because that whatever stocks are left of the days work.
Real rough times, right? Rough times for a lot of persons in Guyana right now.
Miss Elena Musami, can you tell me what occurred, what you understand? I understand you're a survivor, so can you just give me your account of what happened?
Yeah. This thing happened within seconds. This boat met a wave come and like this boat met a one camp and right away they saw the water rushing. And the boat were well packed at the back with boats. So I had a 2-year baby with 6 other.
Another person that was on the boat themselves is saying this about the way that the boat was packed. Let me hear.
So the water rushing. And the boat were well packed at the back with boats. So I had a 2-year baby with 6 other kids. And the bags cover we down because this boat is no time. This boat taking me water and this back cover we down. I'm trying to grab my baby, but the bags thing out and Or I have the result. I always tell them, I couldn't see them all in don't come down. I'm trying to talk on top like make way for them. They really make it out. And then I see after screamers. And he said, and the lady fighting. So they should come hold on here. And that was it. 7 of them are last. 5 years and 2 by.
5 girls, 2 boys, 1 mother, having to deal with all of this trauma. We ask ourselves, why? How come things weren't put in place? How come 3 years plus and this boat can't come? How come all of these trillion-dollar budgets and they're returning to Parliament asking for more money because they want to advance work faster, but it's more than 3 years and a casualty like this goes down? I wonder if we could say that there's some amount of negligence. Some amount of negligence, and we got to ask ourselves the level of negligence that's going on right here, because this thing is causing a lot of trauma throughout our country. And it could have been prevented, Delta 9 travelers. This thing could have been prevented with the proper maintenance of the vessel. And by now, this 87-year-old vessel, 27, this vessel was done 27 years old when Guyana would have gotten independence to become a nation. Could you believe that? When this vessel came into service, Guyana didn't even exist as a country. And after we would have found oil and all of this conversation, one of the wealthiest nations, people come from all over the world, right? And they talk this, they talk that, they're talking about the great progress and everything under this government and this and that and the third. Now, hear the reality of our sister. 7 of our children gone. One of them literally ripped out of our hands, right? And then persons is telling you, hey, nothing wasn't overloaded and this, that, and the third, but it's another conversation. No, it's a whole other conversation. And it's sounding very similar to this big change that went down with the pool. And if the pool was clear, and if persons was in the pool, and this, that, and the third, because it sounds like a big switcheroo now. Because it's a different construct. We can get into these details, as we listen to the accounts of the victims rising power to our everlasting energy and condolences to the family and the loved ones dealing with this trauma right now. I'm telling you, one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. And every time something happens, if you analyze it, you could realize that some amount of corruption is at the part of it. Why? What 87-year-old vessel doing transporting all of that cargo and passengers? You don't know the journey is going to be a long one. And plus you're traveling around Iron Punt area, like if you know what Iron Punt is about. We can get into the details about Iron Punt, right after we hear this account right here from persons dealing with the trauma right now.
With all the mixed information, they give in what caused the boat. Next, you're going to hear they say, Jumbie turn it over, because we still need factual things.
I'm telling you, a whole lot of mix up, come wrong, bring wrong. And why I realize, is all of we, the regular people in the street, is the ones with the tears on our faces, because we're hearing from MP Amansa that allegedly, you could believe that in the same region while all of this is going on, people get cocktail party and all kind of thing. Plus, so callous, allegedly, that they would post the pictures from the event. And then when they were scolded by right-thinking citizens, these were taken down. What's really going on? We're so cold that we think we got so much and we got so much that persons are, we stop caring about regular people. Let me hear this account coming in from our brothers and sisters dealing with the trauma Because this is what people telling me, you know.
The boat was not overloaded by passengers or by cargo. There was no engine problem or any mechanical problem. Even the survivors who made videos from the hospital, they're telling you what happened. And it had nothing to do with overload and boat taken in water. It had to do.
Where is your humanity, right? And then these same people is going to come around and try to tell you, hey, don't make it a political issue, because if you do that, you are the problem. Tell me a person with a conversation like this, you went on the vessel or nothing. You's not part of the problem too, sir. This is not a part of the problem that our country have. Politicians who are so disconnected from the very people that put them in these positions of power, that they would got a boat on the water running, looking like this, when we got $1 trillion budgets and they coming back for billions again. Plus we hearing a conversation like this.
Mr. Chairman, the new vessel that is expected to come on stream would be the MV Malaysia, which is en route to Guyana. It has left Port Calcutta and it's coming to Guyana. That boat will service the Georgetown Region 1 route, making stops at Barima, Marijuana, Port Kaituma. And that will replace the MV Barima and the MV Kimbia that presently traverse those routes.
How could you trust them, buddy? How could you trust them again? 3 years. 3 years. Allegedly. Plus. Right? Since the conversation went down in the parliament, the same place where you can't talk about corruption, the same place where you can't talk about certain things connected to exposing what's really going on in the country. So what the progress there with these people in power? Where is the real progress going to be? You can't address the corruption. The taking the money and the doing all kind of thing with it. They ain't putting it in the places where it should go. And then the mixing around the numbers. Well, we're hearing some of the numbers coming out now because persons are holding the foot to the fire and making sure that they stay on these headlines, keep them in the foreground so that they can't give you no 6 for 9 and tell you no stupidness. Please and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, it don't cost you nothing, you know. It is free. Thumbs up this live so that the world could understand what's going on in our country, you know. Because this thing is getting, man, listen, it's beyond out of control. It's been out of control. You understand? Let's get into these details right now, coming from persons directly affected.
One can sit here, wave, but the weather report said the water was calm. And I could see them.
Yeah, I could see that too.
The water was calm.
Yeah,
So it's the manufacturing excuses.
Captain drunk,
Mark got 10 children, 10 children, 10 mouths to feed, and he was doing a trade on that boat and lost, and is missing.
The family does not need excuses, you need an explanation. What happened? And you need the truth. You don't twist the truth to make you feel good or to make the government feel good. You need the truth.
We don't as a single parent, I mean, my sister be a single parent, neither can be no punishment. We got people do people go, so for my chair pass me hand and go.
I know, can I understand what you're going through? That's why you're here.
10 children this time in the Essequibo River. 10 children.
You know, Pastor Welsh, sorry. Pastor Welsh.
Yeah.
It's been over 24 hours. And we does not hear from the president nor the vice president. And we have a national tragedy.
No, the president gone for
anywhere in the world, you could have say something. This is a major issue and not a statement from the president or the vice president at this time.
Start hollering and screaming. Because when the boat can't, a lot of people was looking for their babies because they went to sleep on the ground and the baby just washed away. So they stuck looking for their baby, I stuck looking for the sky. Because we had to swim out of the atmosphere. You know, everybody was really fighting, hollering. Well, from the boat start to camp, everybody started hollering and screaming. Because when the boat can't, a lot of people was looking for their babies.
Thankful to God that no matter the life jacket break my finger. Thank God that okay. And we're waiting for good answer for my sister-in-law, Sharon. Thankful to God that
Telling you, 10 children lost. Well, we hope at this point that, well, that's a slim to none chance, right, of finding a person until this time. But listen, you never know. But guess what? We're hearing the conversation about 10 children potentially losing their parent, and then we're hearing about one parent losing 7 of their children in a tragedy like we have not seen in Guyana. Notice, is not one ethnicity affected, you know. Is all of we dealing with the stress and the problem. All of we dealing with the foolishness that comes from corruption. All of we got to deal with the problems because of persons putting the hand in places that it shouldn't be, and dealing with the country in a way that we got to really question if they care, right? If they truly care about what's going on with our beautiful nation. Maybe hear some more accounts from persons on the ground.
About the boat giving a lot of problem. I think at one time the boat engine is born up at Kaitumo, and they had to send for mechanics and them stuff and repair it till it come back to Georgetown. Then the other day, I think he told us that some problem again the boat get. And my point is that I cannot understand within this government if you have a vessel going to the direction of where you got heavy sea at times and unfit and fetching so many cargoes and so many passengers, and people's life is at risk with a vessel like that. That's why I will say there was no proper protocol. That's why I will say that's why the boat encountered that problem. There was no proper protocol. And my point is that at this moment, since this tragedy happened, yesterday morning, there was no transport on harbor. Connect me as a father for my son, like telephone, calling and say, there's a tragedy concerning with your son as a crew member. I get message from my daughter, this was about 5:30 yesterday morning, that some boat end up capsized, and she sent some reports to me that she says she see that Edgel was talking. And when I read it, because my daughter was not fully well recognized that is the boat that my son on. So when I read and I see that it's MV Barima, I right away turn and tell my wife that's the boat that roll on. And right away I pick up myself early and I come down to Humano. And when I meet down there was a conference, but I didn't get to meet it, but the other conference, I was present there. And the reports them on the conference that Mr. Agil keep one report state how many lives they find 15
hearing a whole